Well, what's up, future millionaires? I'm Mike the Investor, and today the BitTorrent chain mainnet launched. And what we're going to be diving into in this video, we're going to briefly look at the BTT price chart. We're going to dive into some recent BTT news from the BitTorrent Twitter page because they announced they did a token burn, which is pretty exciting. Thirdly, we're going to look at the roadmap for the BitTorrent chain now that the mainnet is now launched. And then after that, we're going to do a brief overview on kind of what the BitTorrent chain looks like if you haven't checked it out yet. And so before we go ahead and dive into today's content, go ahead and grab some free Bitcoin by using the Voyager and BlockFi link in the description below. And there are also timestamps in the description as well. But enough talking, let's jump into it. Our crypto investors, welcome back to the channel. Now today the crypto market has been up, and it is a good thing to see. Bitcoin has reached back over 50,000, and so according to CoinGecko, we can see the entire cryptocurrency market is a little over 2.4 trillion, and we are up 3.7% on the day. Now as we look at this 24-hour volume, this looks extremely low for us to be up 3.7%, only 82 billion, whereas typically in the 100+ billions. And so as we look at BitTorrent, ranked number 55 out of the top 100, currently down 1.3% today at 0.00339,109. All right, and so as we go ahead and move down, just briefly kind of looking at the price chart, you guys know I don't really do any technical analysis or anything like that. But if we just go to the 14-day, so just by looking at the end of November here, you can see November 28th, 29th, and we have the 30th. You know, it's close to around the same price that it is right now. We saw a dip in the price for a couple days here, and then it shot back up. And now today, here we are kind of still trading sideways a little bit, but we do have a lot of support, you know, at this price range as well, at the current price being where it is. Now, if we go back and kind of look at the 30-day, we can see it was actually a little bit higher just a few days before we saw that dip. It got over the 4s, which was nice to see, and then we pulled right back down into the support zone, as we can see where the 3s are. And so now let's briefly look at the Twitter announcements from BitTorrent that came out today. And so as we briefly move down, 6 hours ago, the BitTorrent chain and the BTT redenomination plan is now launched. All right, this is completely active. And if you click here, this will take you to a portion of what we're going to be covering in today's video, which is the roadmap of the BitTorrent chain. And so you can see there is a BTT old burn. So the old BTT tokens, as we know it today, before, you know, this redenomination plan, we can see that 7 billion, a little over 7 billion, but pretty much 7 billion tokens was burned today. You know, so of course you guys are probably saying, well, Mike, why isn't it showing, you know, a reflection here in the price? Well, sometimes a burn doesn't always have that huge effect on the price, also depending on the demand of that cryptocurrency. And so with that being said, we still know that BTT has a huge supply, you know, so 7 billion is a lot, but compared to how many, you know, tokens are in circulation, you know, we may not see that big of a upswing, right? And so even still, for them to do this token burn is a good sign, because this could definitely mean we may see more, you know, token burns in the future, definitely with the BitTorrent chain. And so that is kind of just the recent news that came out today, besides the BitTorrent chain being launched. Now let's briefly kind of dive into the roadmap for the BitTorrent chain. It's not a lot, but I'm gonna briefly go through it as quick as possible, just to kind of keep you guys up to date on what their focus is now that the BitTorrent chain is launched. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so this is their article coming from their medium.com section. It says BitTorrent chain mainnet goes live, ushering in a new era of connecting all chains with the BTT redenomination plan. Came out 6 hours ago. And so let's look at just some key parts here. And so this is something that people may want to understand as well, that I thought was pretty interesting that they put this in the article. It says, while BTT redenomination lowers the entry barrier for investors, promotes the prosperity of the BitTorrent chain ecosystem and boosts the value appreciation of BTT. The BitTorrent chain's birth will surely facilitate the value circulation of BTT and diversify its use cases. Now, this first section here where it says lowers the entry barrier for investors. What that pretty much means is because now there's more of a supply, even though it doesn't change the market cap, it's now a cheaper asset to buy, meaning more investors psychologically will buy into it because it's a cheaper asset, not to even mention the use case behind it. And so that's kind of what they're saying in a nutshell. And so briefly looking at the core competencies of BitTorrent chain, these are just pretty much some of the benefits and features of this protocol. It says heterogeneous chain solution. Of course, it is interoperability between Ethereum, Tron, and the Binance Smart Chain, and we'll be looking for more public chains in the future. Faster transaction confirmation, so the average block time is 2 to 3 seconds. More secure assets, so it has a proven security, main chain, and multi-node validation work together to safeguard every transaction. And then one of the biggest things here is the lower transaction fees, which is pretty much a penny or less on every transaction. And so the last section that I want to cover here in kind of this detailed part of the video is the roadmap of the BitTorrent chain. And so phase 1 is launching the BitTorrent chain December 12, 2021, which is today. It is now launched, so they came through on that. Phase 2 will be developers will be recruited in this stage. The BitTorrent chain VM is compatible with the EVM, enabling developers to build various applications on BitTorrent chain easily. Now, phase 3 is the validator election mechanism is added and quality projects are introduced to build a more diversified DApp ecosystem and support the interconnectivity among blockchain networks, which is pretty much the interoperability between different chains. And so the fourth section here will be phase 4, which will be BitTorrent chain will support more public chains to realize the goal of connecting all chains. And so that is the roadmap for the BitTorrent chain. So now let's briefly dive into what the BitTorrent chain looks like in the 4 main sections to the layer 2 protocol built on the Tron blockchain. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is just the main wallet section for the BitTorrent chain. You can go ahead and connect your MetaMask. Now, if you want to use the bridge option, you have Tron Link Wallet and you have MetaMask as well. And now if you go to staking, you can see right now there is a total of 7 validators. You can see how much BTT is currently staked, almost 8 billion, which comes out to 26.5 million. And you can see the total amount of rewards right now, 58.485 billion, which is 194,000. And so as we move down, you can see here are the nodes efficiencies, and these are the different validators that you can stake with currently. And so the last section here will be Get BTT. Now, for those of you that already have your BTT in your own, cold wallet or hot wallet that you own the keys to, this is where you can go ahead and do it yourself. You have Get BTT on Tron. As you can see, connect your Tron mainnet wallet, which would be Tron Link or something else you choose. Then you have Swap BTT on the BitTorrent chain that you can actually do it with as well. And so this would be like if you sent BTT to the BitTorrent chain wallet that they give you inside of the BitTorrent chain when you connect your wallet, then you would just swap it inside of here. Now, the Get BTT on Tron, you will go ahead and connect, you will have it in your wallet, and then you will swap it that way. So hopefully that makes sense in simplest terms. Now, for me personally, pretty much all of my BTT is sitting on Voyager. So with that being said, right now, we're not allowed to transfer it off, and we're still waiting on an announcement, from Voyager to see if they're going to support the redenomination. Now, they do have 30 days from today of the 12th to say, yes, we're going to support it. No, we're not. And then if they are going to support it, it's recommend they do it within the first 30 days. And so with that being said, hopefully Voyager allows one or two things. It allows us to transfer our BTT off so we can do it ourselves, or they're going to support it and then they will do it for us. So those are the two options, so hopefully we hear something soon. However, the BitTorrent chain just launched today, so they do have 30 days from today to try to figure out, what they're going to do and make things happen. And so I'm in the same boat with a lot of you, so don't think I'm, on the sideline, banking it up. I'm waiting just like you guys are. I would like to switch my BTT to the newer BTT with the newer supply, just to be clear. And so I'm waiting patiently. I haven't heard anything, which I mentioned on Twitter as well. Technically I'm in the dark as well. I have no idea. I don't work for Voyage or anything, so at the same time, I have no idea what's going to happen. Now, most importantly, if you gain some value from this video, definitely smash that like button. And so we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. I know some people are kind of saying, hey Mike, why ain't the price pumping? Well, I never intended for the price to just shoot up once BitTorrent chain launched. As I mentioned, I said it's probably going to take time for things to get going and for liquidity to come through the BitTorrent chain protocol. And so with that being said, that is all I got for you. Remember to stay inspired, stay motivated, always invest in yourself, and I'm out.